On first down, they hand off to Marlon Mack. Huge hole, 50-yard line. He's at the 40, still going near sideline. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Marlon Mack. Touchdown, INDY. And again, it's picked off. It's Darius Leonard. Leonard with a second INT, and he's streaking down the near sideline. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's going to go. A pick six for the Maniac. Kenny Moore gets to Deshaun Watson. That's a sack for Kenny Moore. Kenny has a pick and now a sack in the game.
Horseshoe is back, baby. The horseshoe is back.
What's going on, Colts fans? Welcome back to another edition of the Bring the Juice podcast. I am your host, as always, Cody Felger. Joining me, your other host, Derek Larger. Derek, how you doing, man?
Oh, not too bad. You know, just stringing the days together. It's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the point of this podcast was to kind of tell you guys a little bit. So recently, Bleacher Report released their rankings of the top 25 players under the age of 25. And two Colts are on there, Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson, the two building blocks on the offense and defense. And we kind of want to give you our reaction on these rankings. And so we can start here with Darius Leonard. So it's kind of crazy. So Darius Leonard, rookie year, first team All-Pro this last year, second team All-Pro, earned his first Pro Bowl nod. He came in at 15. And that was just that was interesting. Their reasoning was he was an All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Although an early season concussion had a significant impact on his sophomore season, he still earned a Pro Bowl nod with 5 picks, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 121 tackles in 13 games. He wasn't as effective in coverage in 2019, but by no means was it a sophomore slump. He's already a star. If he can remain healthy in 2020, he should make a massive impact for the Colts. So, Derek, what's your initial reaction of having Darius Leonard at 15 from top players under 25? What's your reaction to this?
Well, Cody, if it wasn't for you being such a religious man, and if it wasn't for YouTube trying to keep me from saying such things, I would definitely have a very few choice words for how I feel about Darius Leonard being 15th. But again, I say the saltiness and the utter disrespect towards Darius Leonard's name, again, continues to just keep rising. It's absolutely incredible how much they hate this man, and it really bugs me. So let's just kind of look through 2 seasons what Darius Leonard has done for this team so far. Has played in 28 games. He's only missed 4 now. He's only missed 4 games, started in every game. He has 7 interceptions. He actually has one of those taken back for a touchdown. Has 15 passes deflected, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 of those recovered, and I believe now has 12 sacks, 284 combined tackles, 182 of those being solo, 14 quarterback hits, 19 tackles for a loss. I mean, how incredibly disappointing is it to know you're having numbers in your first 2 seasons that I don't think any linebacker has ever had in the history of the NFL, and be told, "Oh, you're the 15th most best guy," of people who at the age of 25, most people aren't even starting in the NFL. That's incredible. It's really disrespectful in a lot of ways to me that Darius Leonard is getting thrown this way. This dude was an All-Pro his rookie year, should have been an first team All-Pro last year, but for some odd reason they decided no. It's incredible just how bad this is. You cannot sit here and tell me that there are 14 guys under the age of 25 that are better than Darius Leonard. It's not true. If anything, you could almost make the argument that Darius Leonard is the best linebacker in football at this moment in time. You could almost make that argument. His numbers are just as good as everybody else's in the game right now. Dude forces turnovers. You just saw it. I told you he has 13 turnovers in his first 2 seasons. I mean, that's incredible. The people don't do that. And he has 228 tackles in his first 2 seasons. He missed 3 games this year and still almost led the league in tackles. It's incredible just how dishonest this is. Darius Leonard needs to be in the top 10 easily when it comes to the top 25 players. It's just straight disrespectful that my man Darius Leonard is only the 15th best.
Yeah, it really is. Like and they have all these guys who all these running backs who are ahead of him, who are good players. But I mean, Darius Leonard is putting up historic numbers. He's not just putting up good numbers. He's putting up historic numbers for linebackers. And I get Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, phenomenal running backs. Like, I don't want to take anything away from them. But Darius Leonard is doing things that the league has never seen before. Like, never seen before out of a linebacker. And so it's just absolutely amazing that it just seems like, man, every time anybody with the Colts is mentioned anywhere, they get disrespected. And it's just kind of silly to me. Like, why does this keep happening? Darius Leonard, I believe he obviously had that concussion, which we know that's significant. And I felt like at the beginning of the year, it wasn't as great as his 2018 season. I mean, but that was a historic season. It wasn't bad, but
no, not even bad. I mean, Darius Leonard was still a top 5 linebacker in the NFL last season in tackles, and he missed 3 games.
Right. And he recorded more interceptions. He made plays. He had 2 interceptions in that Tampa Bay game. Like, he's a guy that just continues to make plays after plays after plays. And it's also different, I think. And people can debate this, but I think it's different when you play linebacker compared to when you play running back, compared to when you play even wide receiver, because it depends. It all depends on that stuff. Whereas as a linebacker, yeah, you can argue defensive linemen make an impact, but you have to go out there and you have to make plays, right? You're not dependent on anybody else. It's you. And I don't know. I didn't play linebacker, so maybe there's some smart people in the comments who know more than I do, but to me, it just seemed very disrespectful. And the guy right below him missed the entire season. Derwin James pretty much missed the entire 2019 year. It really is disrespectful to just kind of, Darius Leonard, not even put him in the top 10. A guy who was rookie of the year last year still was, you mentioned that one of the top linebackers in terms of tackles, was super productive, he's just a phenomenal player. It's just kind of silly to see him not even in the top 10, not even really considered.
We have to remember this is Bleacher Report. It's the same place that told the Sport Nation that Darius Leonard will go down as the worst draft pick of the 2018 draft. It was the worst one to them. And it's nice to know that they still can't accept that they've been completely wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. But anyway, that's kind of our rant. We don't do a lot of the rants on here, but there's our rant for you guys.
It's good content, and you know what? It needs to be said. Colts Nation has been saying it for the last 2 years. Put some respect on this guy's name.
Yeah. Yep. And then we can move on. This one we more agree with. Quentin Nelson, number 4th. And really all the guys ahead of him are the top quarterbacks in the league. And so, whatever. I'm not really torn up about that one. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Patrick Mahomes. Trying to figure out the third guy here. Probably a quarterback as well. Yeah, Deshaun Watson. So, the other 3 are quarterbacks. And so, it's a quarterback-driven league. I get that. So, not really too torn up about that one. But Darius Leonard one is just disrespect, in my opinion. For a guy who's been nothing but phenomenal in his first 2 years, been an All-Pro twice, should have made the Pro Bowl all of his years, but the Pro Bowl system's completely screwed up, and the Pro Bowl's a joke anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's kind of our reaction to it. We don't do a lot of these reaction videos because we usually are pretty objective, I guess, in our opinion. Yeah, we're fans, but we're normally pretty laid back and try to take things objectively, but this was kind of a joke. So we just wanted to give you guys a little bit of
and not to mention Quentin Nelson at 4. No disrespect to my boy Big Q. I definitely think, again, he needs to be in the top 10. There's no question about that. What Quentin Nelson has provided for the Colts and like how you now look at offensive linemen. Quentin Nelson has reinvigorated sports people on how important an offensive lineman is in the NFL now. He's given that a whole brand new vibe, which is awesome. That's why he deserves to be a top 10. But I'm thinking Darius Leonard should have been in over Quentin Nelson at number 4. How are you going to spread those two apart that much? I just don't understand that.
Yeah. Yep. But at the end of the day, it's a Bleacher Report. They say a lot.
Yeah, the fake it's the fake, wannabe trying to get views kind of thing. They don't really, they report old news and just make stuff up. So
yeah. Well, anyway, we hope you guys liked our reaction video here to the Bleacher Report top 25 under 25 list. But yeah, that just does it for this one. Thanks guys for listening, and as always, go Colts.